Hi, welcome back. I'm Professor Marie Hume, and I'll be teaching the CIT202 Great Books in the Catholic Intellectual Tradition. This semester, it's called Journey to the World. And it's called Journey to the World because we'll be reading much more contemporary writers and thinkers than were read in the CIT 201. So in that sense, I hope you find them more accessible, perhaps more enjoyable for you if you found the ancient writers and philosophers a bit difficult. I hope that you'll find some of the texts and writers we're reading this semester a bit more relatable to your lives. We'll also be looking very closely at the four core questions of the Catholic intellectual tradition that build on the claims that were the focus of the first course. And those questions are: what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to live a life of meaning and purpose? What does it mean to forge a more just society for the common good? And what does it mean to have a relationship and appreciate the natural world? And I think you'll agree that most thoughtful and intellectual people grapple with those questions throughout their lives. And these writers may help us over the course of the semester and over the course of discussing them with one another. Perhaps we'll come up with some answers to those questions for ourselves. The text we'll be using this semester is the newer version, the new second common reader, which is the CIT 202, available in the bookstore, as well as for our section in particular, the Catholic Japanese writer Endo's novel Silence, which we'll be getting to nearer the end of the semester. Perhaps some of you have seen that there's a movie out, directed by Martin Scorsese and starring Liam Neeson, and perhaps we'll be able to take a look at some clips from that, or perhaps you'll be able to view that on your own and think about how the movie relates to the novel itself. But these will be the two primary texts that we'll be using and referring to. If there's anything else that I have in the syllabus or include in the course, I'll be providing those to you myself. The way this course will work online is that I'll try very, very hard to create the sense of a seminar, the sense of being a community of learners, even though it's a virtual community of learners. I'm doing that through some technology tools that are available to us, including creating videos that enable us to hear and see one another, and obviously things like online journaling and discussion boards. But I think if you're unfamiliar with an online class, please be sure that you're comfortable with technology, because technology in an online class is not an excuse for not turning in work in or getting it in late, because it's assumed that if you are taking an online class that you're comfortable with technology in some way, or that you'll seek the help you need early enough on in the week to ensure that you get your work done on time. One of the tools we'll be using is something called Flipgrid, and it's a way that students can create videos, video responses to questions, video responses to one another, see one another's responses. So please be sure that you're comfortable with that. One of the ways this course will work as well is in modules. So every Tuesday at 5 p.m., a module will open. The work due for that week will be laid out for you. The following Tuesday at 5 p.m. as well, that module will close and the new one will open, and all of the work due the previous week should be submitted. So when that module closes next, say for example, module 1 will close next Tuesday, September 5th, all the work due for that module will be completed. Your opportunity to complete it will be over, and any points that you'd be able to make, you'll either receive or not receive for the work you've done. I think in an online class, it's very important to begin your work as early as you can in the week. If I could give you any advice that may be helpful to you, it would be time management is key to success in an online class. So as soon as I open a new module, take a look at the material, schedule out your week's time, see how, how much there is to do and when you could do it. Certainly you're not going to be able to succeed if you leave everything until Monday night. There just wouldn't be enough time to complete the work well. So my best advice for this course is to please open the modules as soon as you can, and then begin work on them as soon as you can as well. That way, if there is a glitch, if there is something that comes up with your internet or with something you don't understand, you have plenty of time to do it. On our syllabus, on our Blackboard page, you'll see I give you some contact information for some technology help. But again, they're not open 24 hours, 7 days a week either. So be sure that if you think you might need technology help, you're allowing for that. I'll be available to you during my office hours to respond immediately. They're on the syllabus. When I'm not during my office hours, you could expect to hear back from me within 24 hours. So again, if something's quite important, don't put it off till the last minute to ask me. And do, if you're on campus, please come by my office and introduce yourself. It would be wonderful to meet you in person. I've also created a little area on our Blackboard page called the Lounge. That's for you as students to interact with one another informally, asking questions. See if a student can help you out if you can't get in touch with me. So I'll frequently look at the Lounge, and if no one's answered your question, I will. And I'll also, give participation points at the end if you're kind of narrowly missing a better grade, and I see that you were in the Lounge helping other students. I certainly would like to reward you for that. I think in the meantime, all I can say is that I'm thrilled to be on this journey with you. I think it's one of the most interesting and intellectually challenging courses that we offer here at Sacred Heart University. I certainly think it's a very meaningful course. You don't have to be Catholic, obviously, to learn something and understand and perhaps reflect upon some of the great teachings and writers of the Catholic faith, and those who outside of our faith have challenged us and interacted with us and answered some of the same questions that we're asking about our life's journey. I wish you a wonderfully successful semester. I hope that we enjoy it together. I hope that if this is your first online class, that you enjoy it. I'll make it as interactive as I can, in the sense that I'll provide you with as much material in the module to make it feel like perhaps you're in a classroom with me. So until I see you and meet you online very soon, again, I wish you all the best this semester, and I'm very much looking forward to learning with you and from you, and sharing with you the great books of the Catholic intellectual tradition, CIT 202.